Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so why not open a bottle of wine with your sweetheart?
Ryan Rumbaugh joins us live from a local winery where they're testing out some signature wines. Good morning, Ryan.
Yes, good morning, guys. Well, Valentine's Day is tomorrow, and it's time to start planning if you haven't already, which we know some guys wait until the last minute. But this morning, we're at Bourgeois Vineyards, in Rocheport, and I'm here this morning with Corey. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Good. Nothing like a little wine at 5:30 in the morning.
No, you know, it's kind of part of our profession, so we always have to taste and, you know, blend and entertain people.
At all hours of the day.
Exactly. You never know when.
Yes, exactly. So what do we got here?
Yeah, we brought our sparkling wine. It's Le Bourgeois Brut, so it's made in the same style as wines are made in Champagne. So it's all the traditional riddling and aging in the bottle and that sort of stuff. So this is kind of a special product for us. We think each bottle, when you count it up, has to be touched by hand about 60 times before it gets to the customer. So quite a bit more than our normal products.
And you don't expect a champagne-like wine at a place like this. You just expect your traditional wines, but you guys have changed it up a little bit.
You know, for us, it's been a great product because it really has had a lot of following, a lot of placement. A restaurant in DC picked it up. Some of the better restaurants in mid-Missouri and all throughout the state. So it's really it's a great piece for us because it really kind of flaunts what you can do with Missouri grapes.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's pop open a bottle.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll have a little bit.
Now, we talked about opening this off camera because...
Why? You know, why ruin the fun?
I know, exactly.
That's the most fun part about this.
So I'll try not to...
As long as I'm not doing it.
I'll try not to shoot the cameraman. There's kind of a... you always see in movies and in events that people always want to shoot the cork or make a big popping sound. But traditionally, when you do a champagne, we'll see if I can do it, you're supposed to just make it hiss.
There we go. I was like... Ugh.
So you kind of keep all the bubbles in there. And I'll pour you first, because that's nice.
And what would this go well with for, say, a Valentine's Day dinner?
You know, bubbly goes with so many things. You know, one thing I think about bubbly is people always think of it as a special occasion wine. And I think bubbly is like one of the best everyday wines because they're so versatile in flavors and things. They can go with hot food. They can go with, you know, some spicier foods, but they also don't kind of beat up most dishes.
Yeah. Overpower them.
So yeah, you know, I actually love bubbly with sushi is one of my favorite combinations.
That sounds good. Yeah.
It does a great job if you like the wasabi, you know, the hot wasabi of kind of lifting those flavors off your thing.
Okay.
So cheers.
Cheers. Let's try it. Definitely very good.
Well, thank you. It'd be offensive if you said something else.
Ugh, it's awful. No, no way. This is totally awesome. Especially early in the morning. It's kind of light on the stomach.
Yeah. You know, and, you know, there's kind of a saying that people in the wine industry always think is, and people are always thinking of bubbly as a special occasion. But if you are looking at it that way, we think that everyone should have a bottle of bubbly in your fridge at all times because you never know when someone's going to pop by. They have a great announcement, something to tell you, and you're like, there's my bubbly. So,
very true.
I think every household, every refrigerator should have a bottle of bubbly in there at all times.
And you can make it into a mimosa.
Yeah, you know, and I actually brought a little orange juice out.
Got some orange juice back here.
And we're going to try to do this without dribbling. So the next thing about mimosas is they're variable on how much your ratio is.
Yeah, how strong you want it to be.
Exactly. And it's a great way to kind of start a brunch off on a Sunday brunch. And cheers.
Or on Thursday at 5 in the morning.
Thursday at 5 in the morning. I'm sure we have stuff to do this afternoon, but...
Nah, I already called in sick after this. Well, when we come back, we're going to move on to some dinner wines and dessert wines. But for now, we will send it back to you guys.
Excellent. Cheers.
Calling in sick, okay.
Tomorrow is Friday, and it happens to be Valentine's Day. We're here at Le Bourgeois Vineyard this morning in Rocheport, and I'm here with Corey. Good morning.
Good morning, Ryan.
We are trying some wine, having a good time this morning. Nothing like a little wine at 6 in the morning to wake you up.
I agree. Fortunately, we started a little earlier than that.
Right, exactly.
So
it's fine with me. What do we got here?
We led in with our sparkling, which I think is a great kind of appetizer wine.
Yeah.
You know, when guests come over, you can always lead in with that. It kind of clears your palate, gets you ready for dinner. So now we're going to move into a couple more dinner wines.
Okay.
The wines we picked today are our Vignole and our Fleur de Vin. You pick these because we call these off-dry. They have a touch of sweetness to them.
Okay.
But they're not, so they're not as sweet as some of the sweeter wines you can find. And they're better with food because sometimes a sweet wine kind of, I always say it kind of beats up your meal.
Yeah.
You know, it beats up your salad dressing, and gets things off balance. So if you like sweeter wines, you know, I always encourage people to try kind of your semi-dries, your off-dries. The other nice thing about it, if, you know, your date or your husband, wife, if they like a drier wine and you like a little sweeter, they're kind of right in the middle.
Something you can both enjoy.
Yeah, so both, usually on your semi-dries, your off-dries, the dry wine drinker will drink it and the sweeter wine drinker. So these are great. So
all right, what are we trying first?
We're going to try the Vigneault. And whenever I taste wine, even at like progression through dinner, I always kind of move from bubbly to white to red.
Okay.
And it kind of works better on your palate.
All right, let's try it.
Cheers.
That is good. It's definitely not as sweet as a sweet wine.
So, and the thing we do with our sweeter wines, we keep the acidity a little higher. And just like orange juice is sweet, but doesn't really seem overly sweet because you have the acidity in there.
Right.
Yeah.
What would this pair well with, food-wise?
For this, lighter dishes, chicken, but again, with a little bit of spice. So if you're thinking about some Asian food or Thai food, even something like barbecue sauce, grilled chicken, things of that nature.
You don't think about wine and barbecue? Well, let's try the red.
Yeah.
That was good. I like the white wines.
Thank you. So this is Fleur de Vin. Cheers again.
Cheers.
This is a blended red, so it's multiple different grape varieties.
Okay. That is good.
Thank you.
I definitely can see how both are a little bit dry, but a little bit sweet.
Yeah. It's a great little combination. And really, like, this Fleur de Vin is one of the fastest growing wines for us because we developed it for that reason.
Okay.
And, and we also pick these wines because they're really readily available. The Brut's kind of hard to find. It's a really specialty, small product for us. But these, most of your grocery stores, through the restaurants around the mid-Missouri area.
Well, wonderful. When we come back, we're going to talk about some dessert wines.
Valentine's Day is, of course, tomorrow. Many couples go the traditional route, dinner and a nice bottle of wine in many cases.
Ryan Rumba joins us live from a local winery where they've got something for everyone's taste.
Yes, good morning, guys. We've been sharing some wine all morning. We're at Les Bourgeois in Rocheport, and I'm here with Corey. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
We've been having some great wine this morning, and now we're going to have some dessert wine.
Exactly, yeah. We're going to have some dessert wine, and what we're going to have is a port. And one thing we've been battling about is wine history and different things
there's tons of it. You don't even realize it.
I kind of went on a rampage for the last 30 seconds while we were waiting. But port's a great little after-dinner wine. Traditionally, they're sweeter. Traditionally, they're made in Portugal. They typically have some age to them, so as they oxidize, they get like great caramel, coffee, chocolatey aromas.
You said the reason we're using these small glasses is because
the way port's made, it comes with a higher alcohol, so it retains all the natural grape sugars, and you basically dump brandy into it to stop the fermentation. So instead of being 11 to 12% alcohol, you're closer to 20%. So smaller glass makes sense.
6 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Not too bad.
It's good to warm you up after a nice dinner.
Oh, that is good.
Thank you.
That's very
So one thing we did is we brought in a few little fun things to taste because after dinner, I think there are a couple ways you look at it. Especially if you're sitting around, you might not want to keep on having dessert. So I brought in a little Maytag blue cheese.
Okay.
And have a little taste of that and taste it with your port.
Yeah, that's interesting.
A lot of times I like to do a cheese course after dinner.
Yeah. It's different. Not everybody likes sweets.
Exactly.
So let's try it.
So that bitter-sweet combination is really kind of fun. The other thing I brought in were espresso beans covered in chocolate.
Okay. Well, we'll try these, and you guys have some brunch openings this weekend.
We do, yeah. Valentine's weekend, we're pretty busy on Friday, but Saturday we've got a lot of room. And Sunday brunch, this is one of my favorite spots. I mean, granted, I'm here and I'm involved, but it's such a beautiful spot. Day drive up here from anywhere in the central Missouri.
Right.
And it's a great spot for brunch, and we can get mimosas and port afterwards.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you for having us this morning.
Well, thank you
Cheers.
so much for coming.
And for more information, you can check out their website. We'll send it back to you guys.